G'day, welcome back to Pommyinoz. You're getting spoiled with content today, so if you are new around here, please drop a like, please drop a subscribe. It means the world to me. We're chasing 700, trying to get to that holy grail of 1,000. And what we're doing today is we're doing our pre-season previews of all the teams, and we're starting now today with Essendon Football Club. So without any further ado, let's have a look at them. 2020, 13th for them, 6 wins, and it was a bit of a false dawn for the Bombers. The year started against the form book, against the pundits. They were red hot at the start of the year, but it was kind of a topsy-turvy season after that, and it reflected in their performance. They had a disaster from round 12. They showed resilience in a lot of games though. Sam Draper's development will be a real delight, allowing Bale Chambers to leave, and he was one of the many highlights really for them. We know Worsfold, he announced he was going at the start of the year, and he did see a transition in the game plan. I felt like there was a lot of mixed messaging as well. I've never been a fan of that handover process like that. And you saw it kind of reflect at times in their list and their styles. They were caught between a rock and a hard place. But towards the end of the year, they did start to play a lot quicker and start to impact the scoreboard at times. Merritt and McGrath were as strong as always throughout, and they've really got a real good connection going, and they definitely have the tools. They should have had the tools to do the job. Post-season, they did see Danaher, Sard and Fantasia leave. In the draft haul, though, was really impressive. They really identified need, got some good key position players, and looked to get this micro-rebuild moving forward as quick as possible under the new tenure. 2021, they've got an influx of young players come in, and this should excite the Bombers fans. When you have players already there like McGrath and Merritt, you've got dynamos there, and you've also topped that up with players like Parrish. You will always have the tools and in your arsenal to damage sides. I still query their forward line at this minute. I know they've addressed it in the trade period and the draft period, but for me, I just don't think it has the necessary talent available to it to damage the top sides. Their movement really does suit the players they've got. Ridley is an absolute integral to their system. Excellent intercept mark. He offers a huge transitional threat, so they can drop players deep and then look to hurt on the counter. I do think as well that looking at players like Jake Stringer, they need to see the best of him for me. I think if you can get him anywhere close to that doggies form, they're going to go a long way. We know they play him in the key position players. I don't like it, to be honest. I prefer to see him across the half forward, trying to impact the ball in the way inside 50. We know Kyle Hooker does a very stable job, but outside of him, I don't really feel like their keys are damaging enough. And I personally prefer Hooker behind the ball. I think he offers a lot more. But it will be interesting to see how 2021 goes for them. Ones to watch then, well, we've already mentioned a couple of these players. Jake Stringer is the first up. Now, last year for him, 7.3 touches, 1.8 marks, 1.9 tackles, and 1.5 goals a game. And when he gets going, he's very tough to stop. He's one of the best players in the comp, really, when he's on his day. The problem is when he's on his day and when he's not, they're kind of a very sparse. A good game and a bad game. There's no interim with Stringer. He is an X-Factor player though. If the ball gets to the deck, he's crafty, he's cunning, he knows what he's doing. I don't personally like to see him play in them key forward positions. I know that it's kind of born through necessity at times. I'd rather see him slot into that half forward role as that interim, that conduit between midfield and forward. I think that's where he's more creative. It's where he does more of his damage. 2021 will be exciting though for him. I'm hoping he goes well because you want to see the best players in the comp do well. And he is definitely one of them. Be an intrigue to see it, but he's one of the guys I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Up next is Jordan Ridley. Top 10 in marks, second in disposal efficiency, coming in with 17.9 touches, a staggering 6.5 marks, 1.2 tackles and 0 goals. And what really impressed me about Ridley last year is his attack and his intent on an aerial ball. He really attacks it hard, and he also looks to set up attack from defence very quickly. He's very reliable down there. He's a very clever player, got exceptional football IQ. We know he uses it well as well. He offers that kind of calmness for the Bombers, and he will be someone that, you know, I think it will kind of, I won't say it will affect his game, Sard not being there, but he doesn't probably have that outlet that he's used to. It'll be interesting to see who does that, because you saw last year Ridley quite often look to feed Sard and get him going, and they can really push back a forward press. But Ridley as a player is one of the best players in the competition. Really exciting, good body usage as well, tough to break down, superb footballer, and one guy that I'll be definitely keeping an eye on from the Bombers. Up next, we got Sam Draper, the young ruckman. 18.5 hitouts last year. Did very well in his first real full year for the football club. 8.2 touches, 1.9 marks, 1.9 tackles. And he really did demonstrate a coming of age. We know Bell Chambers has retired. It's now probably going to be his gig. And he's an exciting player to watch. He's got a lot of passion. His second and his third efforts are very good. He suits the mobility structure of most ruckmen nowadays. And I really do enjoy his intent. He's very intent. He gets to the ball first, head over the ball type stuff. I did also enjoy him slotting in the forward line as well. Brings the ball to ground well. He seems to have a good spatial awareness as well. Real solid footballer, and he'll be one guy that I'll be looking at this year to really go up another gear, and I'll be looking forward to seeing his development. I'll keep it an interest with a keen eye. So what is a success for the Bombers? Well, I mean, they will be challenged for finals, and I think they know that, but they'll be looking to blood their youngsters and develop their key stocks and really set a benchmark of what is expected. They're kind of in a transitional year themselves. It's really the first year for the new coach, and they'll be looking to really set a benchmark for merit to recommit. They've got a few players coming up out of contract, and they want to kind of stop that exodus tag that they've got at the moment. I think they'll be as competitive as possible, and I think that will be the aim. They don't want to get blown away, and they do have the ability, I think, to later in the year really hurt finals chances. They are a tough side to break down, and traditionally you want a strong Bombers. As a Carlton fan, even though I'm not a fan of the Bombers, I want them to be competitive. I want them to be strong because it makes the competition better when we've got strong rivalries. I have them anywhere between 12th and 15th, and I think this is the start of a new dawn for the Essendon Football Club. That's Essendon then. Let me know what Essendon fans are thinking. What are you thinking about it? Do you think you're in the right place? What do you think your expectations are? Other fans, let me know what you think about Essendon. Until next time, I'm out.